there. Let's have a zebra talk here on the whole bucket. I'm Cheryl. Welcome and welcome back to the whole bucket and to another zebra talk. I don't have a lot to say. No introduction stuff. So I'm going to switch camera views like right off the bat, and we're just going to get straight to today's topic. Let me put on my glasses. Apparently my camera is way over here. Let's see if we can get it over a little bit without making a certain kitty mad. There is my zebra mascot, a Beanie Baby. Remember those? I have a ton of them. I didn't buy them. I just acquired them. I'm skipping a page. Today's was supposed to go right here, but I don't wanna. I want to put it right here. And I'm also going to take the prompt for today and glue it right onto the what would typically be the writing page, because of what the prompt is. So the prompt for today is, what's my advice? What's my advice to you? Or to myself. I need to remember to give myself some advice. So all of us are at a different spot in our lives and in our chronic condition, whatever it might be, and managing that. And with that in mind, with the fact that we are all at a different place and we're all different people, what works for us might work for other people, might not work for other people, right? So with that in mind, my advice to people may or may not work. I don't pretend that I know so much, but if other people find something I say helpful, that's awesome. I completely lost my train of thought. Both of those work, don't they? Anyways, I'm a bit biased. My advice to everyone is do some art. Even if you think it's not for you. Even if you think you can't do art. Even if you're like, no, you don't understand. I can't even draw a stick figure. That's not what art is. Art is just about expression. What if you just had a box of crayons and a piece of paper and you just colored? Somebody wants attention. And you just colored shapes of colors that are your favorite colors. What if you're really angry and you have that same box of crayons and a same piece of paper, and you pick every color you don't like? That's always a good idea. I'm going to show you a little bit of an art therapy practice that is just a good idea, and I was actually reminded of it just the other day. And here it is. So here is my art page. This is the page that I'm going to do the art on right here. And I have a pencil, and just really lightly with my pencil, let's clip this darn thing open because it doesn't seem to want to behave today. There we go. Come in a little closer, whether Suni likes it or not. There we go. That's better. With my pencil on the page where I'm going to do art, I am first going to get some frustrations out on this paper in the form of whatever word describes a frustration right now. And number one, I have been unproductive for 2 weeks plus. Not completely unproductive, but nearly completely. Like, the house is falling apart, not enough videos are coming out, not enough art is getting done, and if I want to build a business out of art, right, then I need to actually treat it like a business, even though it is fun and it's what I like to do, right? If you want to build a business, you kind of have to be a little businessy. So I'm a little frustrated at how sick I've been and how unproductive I've been able to be. I've actually spent entire afternoons or mornings or whatever sitting right here at my desk with things in front of me and unable to get my brain to engage. Now that seems a bit silly. If you literally can't engage, go do something else. But honestly, I can't engage in anything else either. So I just sit here with my kitties, trying to, you know, not just spend my entire day in bed, but not really functioning here at my desk either. It's ridiculous and frustrating. Okay, so enough of that. Also, I am overwhelmed. I don't even need to talk about what I'm overwhelmed with, because it's kind of like everything. I'm just expressing it as a feeling. I'm feeling rather negative in general. And my depression is a little out of control. And I don't know how to spell today. Any other negative words? I mean, that's really enough. But the point is, take your paper, take your pencil, get whatever negative stuff you need to get out. I'm just doing words that express different ways that I'm feeling right now. But if you have a story to tell, right, I'm so mad at so-and-so, or I'm sick and tired of blah, 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 or whatever you got, whatever negativity is going on, whatever worry, whatever stress, whatever anything. Now, I don't want to live here, right? I want to live in a positive place. So what do I do? And what can you do if you're feeling all these negative things and you just don't want to get stuck there? It's no fun being stuck in the negative. So that's where my advice to everyone is artist therapy. And I'm going to do a little bit of demonstrating how what? Words. Hello? You don't have to be an artist, quote unquote, to actually do that. So this whole time, I have been doing a little bit of Zentangle doodling every time. And every time I've been using it to shut my brain off and shut my brain off from the day, right? To get it into the topic of what we're doing that day. Do not put your paw on the... I need to turn the page, Suni. Right now I'm just going through looking at the ones that we did, and I'm just going to find one, and I'm just going to do this one right here. I'm going to find any old one that we learned, and I'm going to do that one first. So, what if I just... now we're just taking a ballpoint pen, right? This is nothing special, just a pen. And I'll just make my curve. And what was that again? I don't remember. Not that. Not that. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so this is all you do for this one, right? You just up and back. And then start at that same spot and go up and back. And start at that same, at that point, and start at that point. Remember to turn the page instead of your arm. And just do this all the way to the center. I think she got fed up with me. Suni just left. I really need to invest in a USB powered ring light. Small on its own stand, so I can have a ring light sitting here on the art instead of having only the overhead lights, because the shadows, this shadow right here especially, just gets me. And it's not going to go away because that's the arm for the camera. Someday I will invest in that, but it makes it really hard to see my desk. Here, let's try this and see if it makes a difference. If I remember right, this does not really make much difference. No, not really. A little, okay. That made a little difference. Okay, it makes me really washed out and glary. Oh, all my lights do. I am not a professional studio. I do not have professional studio lighting. I do have some professional studio stuff, though. I'm very lucky to have some cool toys in here. I got some cool toys in here. Okay, so what was the rest? The rest, I think, was this and this. This and that. And then that top part was colored in, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just doing the line parts right now. A middle line and a top fold over bit. All the way around in every one of the thingies. So the thing about any art, regardless of what it is you do, coloring, drawing, painting, sculpting, right? That diamond art stuff people do, paint by numbers. I mean, if you really are challenged in the art department and you don't know what to do, get some diamond painting or some paint by numbers or something, because it tells you what to do. There's nothing wrong with that. But the point of it is, first of all, the colors are good for you, especially if they're colors that make you happy. So if you do get one of those kinds of kits, make sure that you get it in a picture or in colors that make you happy. But the biggest point of it all is that it gets your brain out of the negative, out of the real world for a while. Even if it's just a little bit. You can just do art for 10 minutes and it's gonna reboot your brain, which is kind of my biggest thing, is you gotta take care of some brain health. So I drew that one. Now I'm gonna go back in the book again and pick another one, a different one that we learned. Well, I don't know what one I want to draw. Well, I know what my favorite ones are. I'll draw one of those. So I'm gonna go right through this puppy. Okay, so if you want to, and I'll show that, you can do this with a pencil too. I was just going to skip over parts, but that's not always very easy to do. So I'll show you this instead. I can take a pencil now and go right through the thing I just did in pen, and it's not going to hurt it. So when I go to do this, I can erase the parts that went inside the leaves, right? There. Now my branch for this next thing goes through the swirly thing without wrecking it. It goes there, it goes here, comes out the top, and goes all the way to the bottom. I'm going to do another one, and it's going to go through also, and it's going to go through the other way, like that. Again, anywhere it went through the leaves where I don't want it to stay, I can just do this, and because the thing is in pen, it's not going to hurt it. Okay, so now I'm going to set that aside. I got the lines kind of where I want them, and I'm just going to follow them. Now I can skip through and get neat curvy lines that follow through and make sense, but don't ruin this spiral thingy. So this is one of my favorite flowers, and I think I do it different every time. What you do doesn't matter. So if this looks different, it probably is. But I'm just going to draw a sad face and a happy face. And then, I don't know, color that in like that. And again, if this looks different, it probably is. Every time. I do it different every time. It doesn't matter. But here's the gist of this flower. You go a little seed petal all across. I almost always end up with 5. Seems to be the number I end up with. Doesn't matter what you end up with. You end up with whatever you end up with. And then make some more seeds. And some more seeds. I think this is called a safflower, but I'm not sure. But I end up like that, and then I aura it. This is some kind of official Zentangle. But like I've said earlier in the series, I'm not a certified Zentangle teacher, so I don't claim that these are correct Zentangles in any way. No. No. It doesn't matter. My point is the art, not a specific kind. So I'm going to turn my page now, and I'm going to do the same thing here. And you can see that it's going to run right into that flower, but it doesn't matter. I want them to overlap. I can't tell where, okay, I'm just going to end there. I can't tell where I need to end and where I don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There we go. So we got a couple of those. I want some leaves on the branches of these flowers. So I'm just going to do a big kind of fat leaf thing. That one kind of goes behind the stem. That one goes behind the, yikes. Should have done that with pencil. That leaf is all discombobulated. Okay. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. There are 2 of our Zentangle. Oh, there it is right there. 2 of our Zentangle thingies. Oh, and I like the swirls, and I didn't do those. I think I'm going to add those. So I'm going to add a little V right here and fill that in, and then like this. And add a little V from the flower to the stem and fill it in. It kind of mirrors that other one. That's fine. There we go. Now, let's find another flower. Actually, let's just find a bug. Let's do a bug. I'm going to put a bug on this leaf. So I'm going to do this swirly bug right here, but I'm going to do it really little, crawling up this leaf. So I guess I'll start at the fattest part and we'll go in. And then there we go. Oh, there's a bug on my leaf. Okay, now pick another design. Should we do this one? Yeah, let's do that one. So this is that really how you do that? Okay. Let's do it in from the side. I'll go way over here and see if I can remember how to do this one. Okay, I hit an edge on my paper. Hold on a second. I'm going to see if Suni wants her water. Because Miss Suni is trying to drink my... Right here, Suni. She's trying to drink my paintbrush water. And that's probably not the best idea. She is, however, such a spoiled little thing that she drinks out of a crystal dish on my desk. Yep, that's what happens. Okay, so I think that you swirl up, if it helps any, it's like an S, right? So it swirls like an S. And then right from about the center of that swirl, we would go off to another one. There looks like it would go off over here somewhere. Sure, why not? And then from about the center of that one, swirl up the other way again. Swirl up the other way again. Oops. And then it looks like I came from about the point and up and joined it. And I don't know if that's, for some reason that feels really awkward, and I don't know if that's correct, but I don't know, correct really doesn't matter today, right? That's not the point. There we go. This one can go like this and up, and like this. Whoops. And then just make the lines inside. It's hard to draw across a staple. It really is. Anyway, just draw some lines in and they all end up meeting there at the top of the leaf. And let's see, this one can go off the page. And what else was going on over there? Oh yeah. Okay, so it's got some swirly offshoot bits with some little beads. Maybe they're berries? Or maybe they're just more viney bits that will unfurl with time. I bet that's the case. They will unfurl over time. Good grief. This is just a monster of a plant, whatever it is. It's just everywhere. Let's do that one back there. Let's do one that curls and twists in there. Let's do one that goes over here and branches over here. Kind of meets that one, huh? Okay, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to stop right there. And one more. Let's do one more. Let's find one more flower or plant or something. Should we do a viney from the top? You know what? Let's just do a little, I'm going to turn my book right upside down. Let's just do a little bit of viney things from the top. So I'm going to branch it off in a few different directions. I hope that you are paying attention. My lines are not perfect. There is nothing especially artistic or talented or anything about what I'm doing. I'm not great at this. This is just plain old doodles from a plain old doodler. I don't know what I was trying to say. But in any case, there we go. Some viney things going down, and I just want some little leaves on my vines. I'll just put 2 little leaves everywhere the vine branches, and I guess I'll put 3 at the end because I like that idea. Oops, and I just put a line in one, so I'll put a line in all of them. If you do anything that is different and inconsistent or might be considered a mistake, do it again, and then it's a feature. Don't forget that. Now, in a second here, we're going to be getting to what's next. And you might be saying, now, if I look close at that page, you can still see all of that negativity. You can still see all of the negativity. But I've covered it up with a bunch of pretty flowers. And now, we're going to do the next thing. I have right over here, let's see if I can do this. Nope. Right over here, my colored pencils. You could do this with crayons or colored pencils or different colored pens or watercolor paints or tempera paint. If you got little kids, you might have tempera paint in your house. Or go get the food color out of your cupboard and put a drop of food color, each color on a plate, and paint it in with your fingers or a Q-tip. It doesn't, okay, it's a little silly, but honestly, if that's all you got, it's not entirely silly. Use what you got. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just do something, right? Just whatever. We're going to color the whole darn tootin' page. And the first thing I'm going to do is take a pencil in blue and cover what would be the sky. And I am not doing any fancy coloring. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not even really going right up to the vines or the flowers, and I'm not making sure that I stay off of them either. I'm just... So I don't know if this is coming through very well to you, but I'm trying to demonstrate that it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter what you use. I don't know if I said that enough. So that's about sky height-ish. And then I'm going to find, I think, a brown and go with a brown for land-ish. I might add other colors later, but right now I'm just going to do this. Mostly around where the big leaves are, certainly not necessarily around vines or anything like, or even stems. Looks like I'm just going over stems too. okay. Good enough. Good enough. I have a vague idea of where stems are and my bug and my flowers. So now I'm going to start doing something a little more for sure, I guess is what you could call it. So I think I'll start with the vines, and I'll take a green. What is this? This one's olive green. Wait a second. Olive green needs some sharpening. I'm gonna sharpen right here onto my desk. I'll clean it up later. This is not a great sharpener. I actually have an electric sharpener that I want to get someday. I'm going to copycat and get the one that Patricia at PM Artist Studio has, because it's cool. No, I'm not getting it because it's cool. I'm getting it because she uses it a lot and highly recommends it. So I'm assuming that it will work. And it has an auto stop, so I won't break all my charcoals and pencils and stuff. Anyway, but this one's cute. Look at that. It's a grandfather clock with an actual moving thingy in it. Pendulum. I'm going to take the olive green and color in those vines and even go over the line that I did in black. This is, I'm actually coloring this too dark to see the center bit that I did. That's okay. Again, I am not staying in the lines very well. I don't care. I'll show you a way to clean it up if it really means something to you, but for now, I'm just getting everything down in stages, right? It's really the stages part that makes a difference, is remember that there's another stage and another stage and another stage that you can do. And if you don't like it, here's something else you can do. Number one, you still spent time doing art and getting your brain out of what's obsessing your brain. But the other part is that if you don't like it, throw it away. You don't have to keep it. You don't have to look at it. Or if you did it on like a canvas and you don't want to throw away the canvas and whatever, white paint or gesso or whatever, white paint if you're not an artist, right? And you don't have a lot of supplies, go get yourself one of those $1 bottles of white acrylic paint and paint over the whole thing and use it again. So this is my advice to you, is to do art. And I'm not gonna just leave it at that, because that wouldn't be very nice. But what I am gonna do is start thinking about a doodle art series, and I think that I will record some more instructive parts about individual doodles and how to doodle, how to advance them, how to meditate during them, and I don't know that it's needed. There are plenty of Zentangle teachers. You could watch them and it's the same darn thing, but I'll have a different way of saying it, and I'm not an official Zentangle, so it'll be other doodles and other kinds of stuff and whatever. So maybe the way I do it is a little different, and maybe it works better for somebody. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But hopefully it'll do some good somewhere. Now we got sap green. Which one should be sap green? I think this one over here. I was debating this one over here, and somehow this one just kept calling me. It's hard to color across the middle of a page too. Not just hard to draw, but hard to color. I can't tell what's going on right there. I can't tell at all what's going on right there. I don't know what I did. That's all right. I'll just skip that spot right there. Okay, I'm going to go over the big curly cues with the same pencil that I just used, and the outside lines, I think, just to make sure they're a nice strong line. Whoopsie. Oops, that didn't, I slipped. That one's going to have to be fatter than it used to be. Aren't we all? Okay, well, no, actually I'm not fatter than I used to be, but I'm fatter than I'd like to be. I mean, that's a thing. Oh, okay, now I figured this out. I figured out this mess. Took me a minute to figure out what the heck I did over there. I got it. It's also hard to color with this thing under here. I'm going to make a new zebra book when this one is done. By the way, Debbie and anybody else who's interested, this one has, I colored over something I didn't want to color over. This series has 4 more days after this one. So 5 altogether. I don't remember, I didn't count all of them to see. I think I said I was gonna, and then I didn't. But I do know that there's 4 left after this. And now I'm gonna check and make sure I'm not lying. 1, 2, 3, nope, 5. See? Oh, I checked. 5 more after today. I almost lied. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Okay. There we go. That's all I'm going to do with that color. Now let's pick out, I'm going to pick out a brown for the stem for the safflower flowers. Okay. Okay. I think all of my pencils need sharpening. They're watercolor pencils, so I use water brushes on them a lot, and they're not really sharp. They're not really sharp when you do that. And then let's do the leaves on that one next. We'll use another green color. This one's called Bottle Green. And again, I think I'm gonna follow the lines pretty darkly. if I finished my sentence, but next time I make a zebra journal, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to make sure that I do something different with the middle pages. I'm not sure what I'll do with the middle pages, but they will somehow be a different concept or a different use or something. So I don't end up having to put some bumpy thing in it. I suppose I didn't really have to. Okay, anyway, now I don't know what this plant is, but I don't want to just keep going straight up greens, but it feels like it's some sort of, you know, green plant. No, gosh darn it, leaves come in different colors. Expand your brain, lady. Let's do purple. I'm gonna do purple. What part of purple is this? Imperial purple. So I'm going to get a little fancy with this one. I'm going to do the lines and the cap thingy in Imperial purple. If you do this too, this is easy enough to do. Just pick two colors that go together of any kind, whatever you like. Again, whatever colors make you happy. Pick out your favorite crayons. What was your favorite crayon as a kid? One of mine was lemon yellow because it looked sort of translucent. Lemon yellow looked a little magical. Another one was maroon, because even then I liked jewel tones best. I can't remember what else. I think I liked magenta for a while. I think I've always liked green, which might seem like a duh moment for anybody who knows me, but I do remember that I didn't want green to be a favorite color because green was everywhere and that's boring. I remember having that exact thought. Who cares about green? Trees are green. Well, yeah, that's why it's wonderful. Grass is green. Well, yeah, that's why it's wonderful. But I do remember thinking, well, that's not cool. That's boring. I thought that about a lot of things that are actually my favorites. I used to think that vanilla wasn't an actual flavor. It was just sort of the base before you put flavor in. Okay, so now I'm going to change colors. And I'm just going to switch to a different purple. Oh, look at that. It's magenta. That's kind of funny. Oh, no, I'm going to stick with it. I was going to... Aww. Okay then. Let's fix that quick. I was gonna switch because there's another favorite pencil and I was gonna laugh because one of my favorite iterations of magenta is raspberry. And I'm wondering if this pencil over here is raspberry because this is the one I was gonna pick to replace it. No. Okay, it's called Crimson Lake. That's kind of cool. I thought for sure it was gonna be raspberry. That would be so funny. Oh no! What the heck? Oh, see, I really need a better pencil sharpener that will make it so I don't do that all the time. I do that all the time. It could also be that this pencil is just that damaged. These are really old and used, and well, some of them are anyway. Some of them are from a set I purchased for myself, but some of them, oh, see, there it goes again. Some of them are from, some of them I sort of inherited. All right, let's see if we can get this done. Come on, Magenta, you can do it. I have my tongue out. Concentrating very hard on my coloring, apparently. Apparently, this requires serious attention. Okay, no, it doesn't. But that was kind of funny. I had my tongue out. Okay, good enough. Now, I'm not going to do anything fancy with the safflowers because I don't have any pencils that will maintain a point sharp enough to do the little spaces. So I'm really just going to pick a color. Oh, I was going to say this isn't Crimson Lake, that's over there. But it's Lake, but it's Geranium. Geranium Lake. And actually it looks nice and pointy, but I'm still not going to do it. So, gosh darn me, I lied again. I'm going to try. I'm going to do Geranium Lake in the base of the flower and in this bit around. I wish I would stick to my plan. Things would probably sound a lot better and make more sense. But, you know, I don't. Okay, there we go. There we go, there we go. Actually, that one, yeah, because this one has a point on it. It did just fine. It did just fine. Now what I need is I need a color to go along with geranium, just like something went along with, well, those two went along with each other. So here, how about this one? Pale Vermilion. Vermilion used to be one of my favorite colors too, but only because I like the word vermilion. Actually, there were a few like that. I think magenta was kind of because I just liked the word too. I'm not a giant pink colors fan. There are some that I really like, but for the most part, not so much. Again, I like them if they're super saturated. So even like in a super pale shade, like a baby pink or a blush or a buff sort of pinkish, right? I like those colors, but only if they're super saturated. If they lean too much to the white, don't like it. And I don't like the fluorescent super bright colors of pink, like typically magenta is, or hot pink, or like I said, fluorescence, right? But I do like them if they're in jewel tone, like really deep colors. I don't know what color to make that bug. I think we'll make him yellow so he really shows up. That's a really dirty yellow. deep cadmium. Let's not make him that color. Let's make him something brighter. Lemon cadmium. I don't know if that's going to be brighter though. That looks really pale. Let's give it a try though. I'm really kind of pushing, really putting the color down to try to get him to be bright yellow. Is he bright yellow? It's hard to do a bright yellow. What if we add some gel pen to him? Let's try. Let's add some gel pen. Maybe to his head. Nope, my gel pen isn't gonna work. Nope. Come on. Nope. Not gonna work. Never mind. Okay, so now there are still some not happy words showing through. So I am gonna go through and deepen the sky just around the viney bits. Because they would cast shadows. I mean, not necessarily in the sky, right? But it would still seem darker where vines are hanging over your head. So again, this is not high art. This is just, you know, feelings of stuff. Do the same thing around the flowers. And the viney things. Not paying attention to what direction the light's coming from or making the shadows only go one way. Not paying attention to any of that official stuff, because this is not official. This is clear your brain, do whatever you want. This whole area can be dark because it's all behind these flowers. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing down on the bottom with brown and with the same attitude. Nope, doesn't matter where the shadows would actually be. You're just making shading. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just around every little bit that's a plant. Just darkening those edges. Not even doing any shading or blending or nothing. No fancy stuff. No fancy stuff. Just stuff. Without the fancy. We're just doing stuff without the fancy. Okay, so now still some stuff showing that I don't really want showing. What do you do now? I'm going to take a white pencil and put some clouds in the sky where the light parts are. That didn't help. That kind of brought out depression. Aw, isn't that interesting? Clouds in the sky bring out depression. In some people they do. Actual clouds in the actual sky make me happy, and if they can be stormy ones, even more so. I love a good storm, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, right? I don't like it when it hurts people, but storms are just, ugh. The power of Mother Nature is just a stunning, terrific thing. Words failed me. Well, they often do. Let's see if we can obscure. I'm going to try the jelly roll trick again, but it doesn't seem to be working. I'm going to see if we can accentuate the white in the sky and get rid of the bad words. Nope, the jelly roll isn't going to work on this pencil. So I do have some other stuff I can use. Hey, wait. What if we try whiteout? Okay, this is ridiculous, but I'm just going to try a whiteout cloud. Wispies in the sky. There are now wispies. Now I'm making them where there aren't words, so there can so there's some continuity? Is that what I was trying to say? I'm not sure. But gosh, yeah, that totally worked. We got, the bad feelings are now pushed away by wispy clouds of loveliness. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Again, not high art. No. We still have one right here though, and I don't want that to be a cloud because I don't want a cloud sitting on the ground, although they kind of would. So I think I'm going to put some grassy bits in the background of this and just obscure the words some more. If you were doing this with acrylic paint, you would certainly cover this much better. If you were doing this with watercolor paint, it is likely that your pencil writings of those, getting those feelings out, would be completely erased. Like it would, the water would just like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I hope you do. I'm going to show you two more things and one more way to get rid of stuff if you still end up with stuff showing and you don't want it to. I think color crayons. If you're using crayons, I think that they would for sure cover up the pencil. But I'm going to take and just go over again and darken up some of the lines that got obscured from the colored pencil. So what I'm doing here should really pull the positive feeling art to the forefront and push the negative feelings in the back. Even if they were to show through a little bit, they're still there. I mean, maybe that's just to keep it that way. The bad feelings are still there, right? We're just making sure they're not in the forefront. How beautifully put is that? There we go. I think I'm going to put some little lines in this flower too, because I just love the little detail lines you can throw in stuff. I think I will quick go over this vine. Are these vines also? I need music for when I run out of things to say. All right. I don't know what else to do. Let's see what else. I think we're going to leave the art at this because this show is getting a little bit long. But I'm going to show you one last thing that you can do. If, for instance, right here, I still have a little bit of the negativity showing through and I don't want it to. If you're fine with just pushing it to the background and letting that be sort of a symbolic thing, I think that's fabulous. But if you don't, I'm going to show you something else. So shoot, come on, lady. I need a piece of, I am a paper artist right now, and I need a piece of paper, and I can't find one. It's not entirely true. I just can't find one I want. So let's use this piece of cardstock instead then. I always think it's a hoot when I can't find a paper or a pencil or whatever. So I'm going to write, there's something I want to write, but I don't want to write it because it's going into my next zebra talk. So I just need, I need a positive word. What could it be? I don't even know. Good grief. So I've just decided that my word is ponder. And I don't know why I find that such a positive word, because it really is just a plain old word, but I like it because I've mentioned also in past videos that I think you should be an always learner, and pondering is what makes you is something that makes you an always learner. Oops, that is the weirdest looking E I've ever seen in my life now. I'm just going through and thickening the lines in a very messy way. I think this is actually going to be way too big for the page I'm about to put it on, but the point is still the same. I'm going to tear this out. I'm not doing anything fancy. Again, I just wrote a word in handwriting, thickened up the lines. I'm tearing it out, not even using a scissors. You know why? Because torn edges are cooler. Okay, they might not be cooler. They have, cut edges have their place, torn edges have their place, but torn edges are fun. I would put that right there. Let's take this color that I keep running into that I think is raspberry and isn't. It's actually Crimson Lake. And I'm going to color the whole thing. I'm just going to go like this over the whole thing. Sideways pencil, shading a bit, right? Shading, shading, shading. Color the whole darn thing. I was going to outline it. I was going to do fancy stuff. But we're running out of time. And you get the idea. Do it however you like. Do whatever you like. This is kind of cool. I didn't know this would happen, and I just learned a thing. You see how I have the pencil sideways and it's creating that harsh line right there? That's the tear line. Like, it's not coloring the feather edge of the tear. It's only coloring where the paper height returns to full height. Look at that. That is good to know. That has to be usable in many, many ways, I think. Let's see here. I am going to glue this right onto the project. I'm going to make a full commitment without even thinking about it. You have no idea how bad this is stressing me out right now. Are you sure you want to glue something right to the middle of your picture that you just made? Not entirely. There. Oh my gosh. Stressing me out, man. I did it without even thinking. There we go. All we did is take the doodles that we've learned throughout this process and did different ones in one space and colored it with pencils. That's it. I don't know about you. Oh, and I used whiteout for making pretend clouds. I don't know about you, but the negativity is all covered up and I've gotten my brain into a happier place, and I'm pondering the possibilities. I hope that you give art a try in whatever form you can. Get some color and some lines and some stuff like that into your life to turn your brain off of life for just a little while. Just a little while helps. 10 minutes even. Just a little tiny thing each day. Okay, long enough. Holy buckets, this was a long one. I apologize. Bye. See you next time.